there are two kinds of motions. One is linear and another is circular motion. What is the difference in linear and circular motion? First, linear, anything which is going in a straight direction. Any dimension can be considered. It can be x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, any dimension, but it should be in a straight path. Then that is linear motion. Any object performing or going in a circular ways is known as circular motion. So the points or concepts you are going to learn about these two things, or basically you have learned about this and we are going to start with this. So the basic things are going to remain the same. That is displacement, velocity, acceleration, right? But the symbol changes. That is what I want to show you first. In linear, displacement is s, velocity is v, acceleration is a. In the same case, circular motion में displacement is theta, velocity is omega, acceleration is alpha. Right? These two are same things, but there is a slight difference. What do you call it? Linear displacement, linear velocity, linear acceleration. Here you will call for circular as angular. Angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration. Now why do you call these as angular and these as linear? For linear, you know that it is going straight. But for angular, you know that this body is suppose a body is performing circular motion. This is the center of that circle. This somewhere is your body. Suppose it transferred or it moved from point A to point B. The body was first here and then it moved here. When it moved from point A to B, this was the displacement, right? But there was some angle. There was some angle made. Hence, it is angular displacement. In the same way, when you study about velocity, velocity is dependent on displacement with respect to time. So when you will go with angular velocity, it will be again angular displacement with respect to time. So you understood that why it is angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration. Now there is one more thing you need to do. There is a relation between linear and angular. And this relation is always considered with respect to r. That is radius. Whenever you are performing angular motion, it is dependent on this radius of that motion. Right? Like suppose if I say theta. This is what angular displacement. Now what is the value of the theta? Theta is equal to, or you can say linear is equal to s is equal to r theta. Therefore theta is equal to s by r. So in this way you can always say that linear and angular are connected to each other with respect to r. Whenever you are making a connection between linear motion and circular motion, it's always gonna be with respect to r. Right? So now I hope you have understood what is the connection, what is linear and what is circular motion, what are their symbols and how do you connect them. But all the points are given in your textbook on the last page of the chapter. So let's now start with the chapter's main points. So here comes a circular motion. So what is the basic characteristic of a circular motion? It is an accelerated motion. What is the first point? It is accelerated motion. Now, why do you call it an accelerated motion? Let's see it. This is your object which is performing circular motion. This is the radius r. That means it is from the center to the point where it is performing the circular motion. Now what happens if it's suppose it moves to point B. What is this? Angular displacement. How much? Theta. It is performing in this direction. So this is your angular velocity omega. But now you will say that it is performing in the same direction with same speed, same velocity. So how come it can be an accelerated motion? So it is performing, its angular velocity is omega. What is its linear velocity? Suppose you want to find out its direction at point A. What is the direction of this motion? Or what is the direction of this object at this point? What do you do? At the point of the radius, you draw a tangent. This tangent shows you the direction of the object, that is linear velocity. This gives you your linear velocity. Hence, whenever the point will change, the tangent will be drawn at that point and the velocity will be known. So in the whole uniform circular motion, as the body is still performing uniform circular motion, its angular velocity is constant. But what about its linear velocity? As the position changes, as the point changes, the linear velocity of the object changes. And what do we know? Change in velocity is equal to acceleration. Or you can basically say change in velocity with respect to time gives you acceleration. So as the object's position is changing, obviously the time is changing. Hence what are you getting is change in the velocity with respect to time. Hence you get acceleration. That's why it is known as accelerated motion. Okay, now the second point is it is a periodic motion. Now why do you call it as a periodic motion? Right? This is your circular motion, the body is performing circular motion. What happens? Suppose after every 2 seconds the body comes back at this position. Next 2 seconds it comes back again at the same position. That means at equal interval of time the particle is performing equal motion. तो जितना टाइम जा रहा है उतने ही टाइम के हिसाब से आपका मोशन इट इज रिपीटिंग और वो उतने ही टाइम में उतनी जगह पर आ रहा है. That's why you can say it is a periodic motion, right? So these were the two characteristics. I hope there is no difficulty in this. Now going back to the next topic, that is kinematics of circular motion. So I hope you remember the kinematics of your linear motions. What are they? First one is, okay, before starting let's meet. What is the formula for theta? What is the formula for angular velocity, right? So what is the symbol for angular velocity? Omega. Formula for velocity is change in displacement with respect to time. So it is angular velocity, so it is change in angular displacement with respect to time. This is the first parameter. And what is your angular acceleration? Change in angular velocity with respect to time. Right? So these are your kinematics. When you go with the linear one, what it will be? Velocity is equal to ds by dt. Velocity is equal to change in displacement with respect to time. acceleration is equal to change in velocity with respect to time. Now how do you consider that this is change, right? This d basically shows that it is the change. When you say change, you can write this d and then it can be determined as change, right? So omega is equal to d theta by dt. This is alpha d omega by dt. Velocity is equal to ds by dt, and acceleration is equal to dv by dt, right? Now coming to the next point, that is relationship between linear and angular velocity. So your linear and angular velocity is when vector v is equal to omega cross r, or you can say v, if it's a scalar then you can say v is equal to r omega. But when you have to define it in the vector form, then you have to write it omega cross r. That is, your velocity or your angular velocity is dependent on the radius, right? Now direction of omega is always determined along the axis of rotation. Matlab, how will you recognize what is the axis of rotation? It can be given by right hand thumb rule. That means what are you going to do? Raise your thumb. These fingers are going to be curled up, curled in. What is this? This will give you the direction of your velocity, and these curled fingers give you the rotation. That means the object or the body is rotating in this direction or anti-clockwise direction. So your direction of omega is upwards along the axis of the rotation. If it's clockwise, that means the object is going in the clockwise direction, so the direction of the omega is downwards, right? Okay, so now going ahead, what is the formula for linear velocity? Sorry. So going ahead, what is the formula for angular velocity? I mean another formula for angular velocity. That is omega is equal to 2 pi n, or omega is equal to 2 pi by t. First I'll clear the connection of n and t. What is n? N is your frequency and t is your time period. You are studying since your school timings that time period is equal to 1 by n. Time period is inverse of frequency, or you can say frequency is inverse of time period. Now from where do you get this formula? Right? So this is again a body performing circular motion somewhere, right? When the body starting from point A completes the circular motion and comes back to its position, original position, what is the angular displacement? Once the theta is covered. So right, for a complete circle, the angle is how much? 360, right? And in radians, how much you can say it is? 2 pi. Pi is equal to 180. So therefore for 360 it is 2 pi. Right? When you are saying it's 2 pi, that means here you are saying for the complete circular motion. That's why omega is equal to 2 pi. Now why does this n come? N comes depending on its frequency. Right? If suppose you and your friend are performing a circular motion, your friend is faster than you, you are a little slower. What happens in 1 minute? Suppose your friend covers 6 circles of a ground and you cover only 4 circles. So right, this circles covering depends, that actually makes your frequency. So that is frequency coming over here. Complete radius, complete angle with your frequency gives your speed. This is your this is your angular velocity. we go on with the next topic, that is UCM, uniform circular motion. What do you mean by uniform circular motion? Simple, it's easy to be understood. Any body, pause for a minute.